to the New York Islands, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me.
Hi there. Welcome to another episode of Klein Tours, Trips and Tips. My name is Adele Klein and I am co-owner of Klein Transportation along with my husband Wayne. I hope you enjoyed our grandchildren singing, and also I would like to give you a tip. And that tip is you should always pack an extra pair of eyeglasses when you travel, because you never know when your eyeglasses are going to break or you're going to misplace them or lose them. And I know of 2 instances recently from friends of mine that have had problems with their eyeglasses on a trip. So that's my tip. Today you're going to want to stay tuned because we have an exciting program. We are here in New Jersey, near Clinton, New Jersey. It's about an hour and a half away from Pottstown. And we have come to the Hunterdon Hills Dinner Theater. This is a premier dining and entertaining experience, and you are really going to enjoy learning about what is available here at Hunterdon Hills. It's located on a beautiful 90-acre piece of property, and there's a lot of history to this dinner theater. We have been bringing groups on our motor coaches here since the late 1970s. In fact, my husband Wayne remembers bringing some groups here before they even had this beautiful facility built here. They had a playhouse that was not an actual dinner theater, and they were doing it at a local inn. So this is really an accomplishment, and it's been a lot of great word of mouth because the customers have enjoyed themselves so much here at the dinner theater. So let's go inside and meet some of the other folks here at the dinner theater. Hi there. I am sitting here and having the pleasure of having a conversation with Mr. Richard Schulman, and he is the president of Sunset Productions and owner of Hunterdon Hills Dinner Theater. And it's a quite a wonderful facility that I see here that I have the pleasure of visiting today. And we just had a nice conversation about your uncle who had, can you finish that conversation for me?
Sure. We were just talking about how the Playhouse came into existence. Mm-hmm. Back in 1975, we had our first performance. Last of the Red Hot Lovers, and the idea came to my uncle, Jack O'Brien, who was really the founder of our whole company. This was my grandmother, his mother, that was having guests coming up from Texas and was having great trouble getting Saturday matinee tickets. Back in the mid-70s, you couldn't get a Saturday matinee ticket in New York without an 18-month wait. It was so sold out, and he was a director of Little Theater, and enjoyed that very much, and decided that we were going to start putting shows on in a restaurant nearby called the Watchung View Inn, which is where we started out for 5 years. Mm-hmm. And after 5 years of being there, putting the shows on there Monday to Friday, we started thinking about our own location and building our own place. Then I think what really happened was the owner of the restaurant establishment there was deciding that we were bringing too many people there and wearing out his carpets. And
which is a good thing, right?
You know, this is what I would want to have happen.
Oh,
right. You know,
right.
You own buses. I'm sure that you would like to be replacing the tires because they're rolling so much.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Right. And we found a location which is actually there was a Hunterdon Hills Playhouse in existence in the 40s, 50s, and into about 61. That's located 5 miles from here. It was owned by a woman, Ione Utane, and it was a summer stock theater. And they had built a little restaurant next to it and a little bar. It was sort of like a kind of a dinner theater, mm-hmm. country complex, and they had lots of stars there. Rock Hudson was there, a lot of prominent names. We purchased that property, tried to rebuild it on its original location with great difficulty because of zonings and mm-hmm. things like that. Mm-hmm. But we found this to be a much better site, convenience to the highway, more property in the right zone.
Right.
And, you know, we took for what we had learned in the 6 years prior at the Watchung View Inn. We took what we learned there and designed and built this place, the Hunterdon Hills Playhouse, and have enjoyed it since we opened in March 9th of 1981. And it's been a great run. And things are going well, business is good, still enjoying what we do. It's nice.
Right. And I can say that it must have been word of mouth. Back in those days, there wasn't Facebook and some of these other technology ways of learning about wonderful places to go and see theater and fine dining. And so that is very important that you were able to have word of mouth. You know that they were really enjoying themselves if they, if you grew in that capacity that you needed to have a larger facility. That's wonderful.
Yeah, you know, I'm still struggling with some of the new media. You know, at my age, I must say, you know, if I need something technical, I go try and find a 10-year-old or a 14-year-old,
Right.
you know,
Right.
to assist with that stuff. But you know, the new way of people finding out about things is, you know, not so commonplace for me. But I will have to say, what was true when we started is still true today. And this, I will quote my uncle's words on this as I try to remember them. But you know, since our inception, you know, our greatest asset has been the enthusiasm generated by our customers and their enjoyment of what it is we do. And it's that word of mouth advertising that has always been our greatest asset.
Right. Well, you're providing a wonderful entertainment venue that is certainly worthwhile for your customers. So they're spreading the word, which is
they're
good.
Our customers are great. You know that in between our front doors out there, there's somebody had made up a plaque for us that they hand stitched. You know, from Mary Panulo from Staten Island Seniors, that they says on there that thanking us for, you know, providing all of this entertainment and for them in the autumn of their years, you know. And it was really, it's touching, you know, that the people like what we do, we like what we do too.
Right.
It's a nice business. That,
Well, the travel industry, for motor coaches, it's wonderful to have a place like this to come, and you can charter a motor coach for birthday parties and anniversary parties, and you can do weddings here as well. And I was having a conversation with my husband recently because we knew we were coming here today, and of course, way back when, in 1981, and prior to that, in the 1970s, as you said, he told me that he remembered driving groups here to the Watchung View Inn.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, you know,
So
a lot of...
and I said, and he told me that before I read it in your history portion on your website,
Right.
which is very nice. They have a very nice website. You should refer to that. And I said, oh, I'm reading over the history of the Hunterdon Hills Dinner Theater. And he said, oh, I know some history about that. And I said, really? He said, yes, I drove groups there and to the Watchung View Inn. And I said,
That's funny.
you remember that name?
Yeah.
And I said, let
That's
me
so
see if
funny.
that's true. And I read through it, and I'm like,
yeah,
1981. I mean, 1981 is when he brought groups here then. He
Right,
brought groups here.
right
In the
here.
1970s, he brought
To the-
groups there.
Right.
And then he brought groups here, and you opened up, and he said he remembers that there was no sign out by the road, but he found it. He found this place.
When we opened
Yeah.
up, yes, when we opened, we
Yes.
weren't like quite ready. Okay.
Well, you have a demand for people to come to this wonderful place, so you open, you know,
Yeah,
as soon as
yeah,
you can
yeah.
function, you open, and he brought people here with our coach,
Yeah.
and
It's
they had a
interesting.
wonderful time.
It's interesting because your company is one of the first companies coming from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
We had a market when the Watchung View Inn was in Bridgewater, New Jersey,
Okay.
which is east of here. And you know, the market, we didn't have as much of the Pennsylvania customers, but that you were one of the companies that was really first coming to us. And we thank you for that. You've always been bringing people here, and that's a great thing. that there are some of the board members inside today, that this having a meeting inside, and some of those guys, not only your husband, but some of them were also bus drivers who came to the Watchung View Inn.
Right.
There's 2 of them in specific I can think of.
Yeah, it's you know, it's great to have venues such as this that take such great care of our customers, and it keeps them coming back. So we help each other in that way, which is a very good thing.
We thank you for that, and you know, I do feel it's our job to make sure that we do a special job for everyone. That the customer, not only is it of course essential to our business, but to partners with the bus companies. You know, I don't want any tour company, any bus company to ever have any hesitation to recommend the Hunterdon Hills Playhouse. That, you know, it's your job to send, when people come to you and they ask for your advice about things that they should do, it's really your job to make sure that you can find them great places to go, because you know what happens when you send them to a place that maybe is not so good, or they have something that is, you know, doesn't go right, you know how that can be. And we really strive hard every single day. I mean, to us, every day is like the Super Bowl. We need to have completely focused on the job that we do here. And I have a great staff. The people here are great. My staff is wonderful. From when you call here to when you leave here, you know, from our saying hello to you the first time to our saying goodbye to you, know, and hoping that you come back, we work very hard at that.
Well, we thank you so much for sharing with us today, and hopefully we'll bring lots of people on our motor coaches to the Hunterdon Hills Playhouse.
Well,
thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
This picturesque location is right outside the Hunterdon Hills Dinner Theater. This is a great place to have your wedding reception, or if you want to charter a coach and come up here and for an anniversary party or a birthday party. There's all kinds of wonderful things that you can do here besides going to see the actual performances here. There's live theater inside, fine dining. You're going to want to learn all about it, so stay tuned. Hi there again. You know that at Klein Transportation our motto is half the fun is getting there, and we need to have fun and pleasurable destinations to go to, and that's why we are here today at the Hunterdon Hills Playhouse. I am here with Kathy Pappas and Tim Gillis, and they are representatives of the Playhouse. They actually came down to our area in Pottstown in Douglasville to our office just recently, just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's when we came up with coming up here and showcasing their Playhouse. So they brought us a plate full of goodies in our office, and everyone there just absolutely devoured them.
Made fresh here on the premises.
Yes, tell us a little bit more about the experience that our customers that we bring have when they come here.
Well,
Kathy.
I think it's a magical day. First of all, the motor coaches pull up under an awning, which is really wonderful. If it's inclement weather, if it's raining, nobody gets wet. A lot of times in the spring, you know, the early spring, they'll leave their coats on the motor coach. They're greeted by Ken Schwartz, who is our artistic director.
He has fun with them. Tells them about our drink of the day, you know. And tells them what they're going to see.
Yeah, right.
And gets them all revved up before they get here. Yeah.
So they're greeted at the door. They're introduced to their hostess and taken directly to their tables. And once they're seated, you know, unlike other venues, the Hunterdon Hills Playhouse has table service. So you order fresh, hot meals from a menu. Everything is prepared fresh that day. And they're introduced to their servers and have a delicious lunch. But once the lunch is over, we have that fabulous dessert buffet.
Now, those desserts that we brought to you, there's 50 different variations of them out here in a buffet setting, so they can come out here and get as much as they want. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet of desserts. But you see, we put them in these little small containers because I tell them there's no calories when they're small.
Well, I can tell you that a lot of times you go someplace and you'll see these fancy desserts and they look real pretty, and then you taste all these different varieties and they
And
just
they're not
taste
so good.
sweet. There's no flavor to them, but not here, folks. I mean, those desserts are absolutely awesome. Everyone has a specific flavor,
It does.
and it's delicious. It really is.
We have a pastry chef on site that makes it overnight every night before the
Okay.
show. So they're not only do they taste, but they're fresh. You know, we don't buy the desserts; we make them.
Right. And as you're talking about the small ones so that you can taste a variety
Yeah.
of them.
Absolutely.
But how do they do that? Cut these things in this, if I tried to cut one of those up, it would come out to be a mess.
Well,
but
they
they
get
look
here-
perfect.
They get here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and that's what they do. They know exactly how.
They know how to
Yeah,
do
how
it.
to do it, and they-
It's a special trick.
Yes, it is. And they take a lot of pride in what they do. You know, they
Right,
make, they make
absolutely.
sure that it looks good, that it tastes good. And when I started working here, I weighed 130 pounds. So, you know,
It does, and it's so nice. When I go out to a fine dining experience such as this, I love to be served.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, you're in the theater
Absolutely.
seating, so that everyone has a good seat to see the live entertainment.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you're served your dinner at the table, which is
Wonderful.
that is wonderful. So you can experience that.
and it's interesting to know, just to know that our meals always include a fish, you know, a chicken, a
Mm-hmm.
beef, a vegetarian, and a gluten-free.
Oh, okay.
All of our menus include all those things. So, and we also have gluten-free desserts and sugar-free desserts. So no matter what, they can come here and they can have a good meal and they can have a nice dessert without affecting their health. It's important they know that.
And also you have your fresh baked breads.
Yes, we do, which is really delightful. You know, there's a lot to do for them when they come in. So they're seated, and then they can come back and wander. And at our bakery, they can purchase. Typically, we have a bread of the day or
Oh,
a special
okay.
bread for the show. Like right now, we're offering Irish soda bread.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, they take goodies home with them. We also have a fashion boutique in the lobby. So there's shopping, there's, you know, it's really a wonderful experience to come here for the day. You know, the room itself is ramped. There are no steps so that it's, you know, conducive for anybody who's physically challenged at all. There's brass handrails. It's a really gorgeous facility. And I think it makes a wonderful day. The show goes up after they have their dessert. And they are seated at the same table, so there's not a lot of moving about, and it's a really very enjoyable experience.
So now I know that individuals can come. Of course, we do want to promote our transportation services by Motor Coach because Motor Coach is 7 times more safe than driving your own personal car. So, and also it's the green way to go because we use biodiesel fuel and it's all American made. And it's a lot of fun on the Motor Coach
That's
too.
what I was gonna say.
So
It's a
the
lot
fun
more fun.
starts on the coach before you even get here, before you are dined and entertained. And I can't think of anything better than that, than dining and being entertained.
No.
So, and it's just an hour to an hour and a half's drive from Pottstown area. Now, tell us a little bit more about the performances that you're going to see.
Well, these are professional productions. The actors and actresses are all hired from New York City. And we do probably 6 different productions a year. So we do several comedies, we do a fabulous summer musical, there's an amazing Christmas spectacular, and we also bring in some specialty acts, which our Tim Gillis is the star of our Country Connections show this year.
We do a Branson-style stage show that is country music, and Crazy Elmer, my comedian, who is actually from Pennsylvania, so a lot of
Okay.
people probably know who he is. In addition, we're bringing in some specialty acts. We've got the Mahoney Brothers coming in with their Jukebox Live, which they impersonate a multitude of different people. It's amazing. They look like them. They buy the wigs, you know. They look like them. They sound like them. And we have Jim Barone coming in as an Elvis tribute act for Elvis Presley. So we try to keep it fun.
Oh yeah, a lot of fun. And you can hop on one of our coaches to one of our tours that we have scheduled. You can check on our website because we do have some scheduled tours up here to this theater.
Yes, you do.
So you can book individually, get your families together and bring your family along. Or you can become a group leader and you can work with Kathy and she can make the arrangements for the show
Sure,
of your choice.
absolutely.
And we can help you learn all the details about being a group leader And you can go to many destinations besides Hunterdon Hills.
Of course.
When you learn to be a group leader. But this would be a great start for if you want to give being a group leader a try. You can call our office and talk to Ashley or Gina. And then also we can connect you up with Kathy here.
we'll help you.
And,
Absolutely.
And we'll help you get all set up, started to be doing your traveling experiences. Thank you so much for joining us here in New Jersey at the Hunterdon Hills Playhouse. It's wonderful that there's great destinations like this that you can travel to, either individually or by motor coach. Of course, it's really a lot of fun to travel by motor coach, and like I said, it's 7 times safer than driving in your car. And we use biodiesel fuel, which is all 100% American made. So we hope you join us, check out our website, and step on board for a lot of fun.
Congratulations, you have chosen the most safe and fuel-efficient mode of transportation. Welcome aboard, and thank you for traveling with Klein Transportation, where we truly believe half the fun is getting there. Also, we care about your safety on board the motor coach. At any time during your trip, don't hesitate to ask a professional motor coach operator for assistance. When entering or moving around the coach, please be careful. Always use handrails located at the bottom of the partial racks or the seat backs with both hands. Don't carry large personal items onto the motor coach. Your professional driver will assist you in storing your larger items under the motor coach. While exiting the coach, always watch your step now. Heights of curbs may differ, so pay attention when exiting. Your professional operator will provide a smooth ride on your Klein luxury motor coach. However, remain seated at all times while the coach is in motion. Smoking is prohibited in all areas of the motor coach. Rest breaks are planned approximately now every 2.5 hours. In the unlikely event of an emergency, remain calm and follow the instructions of your professional operator. Emergency exits are located at the clearly marked windows, roof hatch, and front door. A fire extinguisher is located under the second seat on the right. And you'll find a first aid kit located in an overhead compartment in the front. And one more important message, remember, half the fun is getting there. Thank you, and come back and see us real soon.
Hello, I'm Wayne Klein, President and owner of Klein Transportation, along with my wife Adele. We've been providing passenger transportation since 1957 for students going to Daniel Boone School District and charter business since 1979. Allison, our daughter, is actually the representation of the 4th generation of the Klein family.
We invite you to join us to go to many fun travel destinations. Our motto is half the fun is getting there. We are so proud of all of our staff of travel specialists. Whether you contact us by phone or online, we help you choose a Klein tour, a casino trip, or to schedule your transportation by motor coach or school bus.
Let's step on board and choose our next destination.
You're watching the PCTV Network, your hometown station. We're home for you. featuring shows you'll only see here, like Financially Speaking with Jeff Bush, Trips and Tips with Adele Klein, Legal Talk, sponsored by OWM Law, Dollars and Cents, brought to you by St. Pedro and Associates, Spotlight on Pottstown Schools, Car Stories with Mike Yanessa, Living on the Edge with Dr. Russ Moyer, Dean Liette Show, produced by D&H Productions, Motormouth, sponsored by the Boyertown Museum of Historic Vehicles, plus the very best in local sports action, only on the PCTV network, channels 22, 28, and 98, streaming all content 24/7. The PCTV network, more than the sum total of all its parts. Stay tuned.